Well, hi there, and welcome to a vehicle walk-around sponsored by Koehne Chevrolet of the 2018 Chevrolet Equinox. My name is Gus. I will be showing you how this vehicle works. So here we have a key fob. We have our lock function as well as we have the unlock, which does have the option to roll down the windows. We also have the remote start as well as the powered liftgate function. You hit that twice and your liftgate will open or close. And you also have your, of course, horn if you can't find your vehicle in the parking lot. You have the little button to release the key inside should you also be ever locked out. Fun fact, during the 2018 model year, they actually redesigned the Equinox body and interior wise. So there's a lot on these that was not on the 2017s. So as I said, we just hit the open liftgate button twice and it will open that liftgate right on up for us. There is of course another button on the liftgate that we can hit to open it on there. It will still function as its powered liftgate function. As you get inside, you have lots of room, as well as those seats do fold down flat. We have our floor mats down there in the bag, and underneath them we have access to some extra storage that maybe you don't want an umbrella rolling around. Maybe you just want to have some stuff a bit more secured than just rolling around all willy-nilly like. Beneath that, you have your donut spare, and that just goes right back in and closes right on up. The nice thing about these seats is they actually have these handles which allow the handles to be pulled, and the seats will go right on down. The same is of course able to be done for the larger bench seat. As you look over to the handles that put the seat down in the first place, we can see that they are actually labeled as far as which seat they operate. So the bottom one there would operate the larger seat. Just pull that and down it goes. And one thing to take note of, we can actually see the rear vents right on up there. That is actually one of the new things they put on the 2018 Equinox, so passengers riding in the back can have a comfortable ride, and they don't have to be hoping that air might be reaching them from the front ventilation system. So walking around it, one thing to point out is you do not have a gas cap. No, it is not lost. It just does not exist. Chevy is in the process of moving to a more of a dual flap technology where you just put the hose right on in there and it'll go through there and it'll go through the inner flap, and it will function just the same, just without having a gas cap to forget. As far as lifting the seats right on up, no levers, no strings, nothing to push. You just lift and lock in place, and that's all there is to it. Uh, right in back here, we have our center console, which has heated seats for the passengers in the back seat. It also has a 12-volt charger, as well as two charge-only USB ports. One of the best part about this is it has a 120-volt household 3-prong outlet. So maybe you want to plug an extension cord, a toaster, a 60-inch TV, whatever. It will work whenever the vehicle is running. And that is pretty much what is all on the back center console. Again, the heated seats, like I mentioned, we have the vents, which weren't there on previous models. Zooming right on out, and we will go right on up to the front from here. So one thing is this is keyless entry, so with the key all you'll have to do is have it in your pocket, purse, whatever, and you can click this button and this button, by actually clicking it, will lock the door, or you can click it again and it will open right on up without ever having to take the key fob out of your pocket. So, on your door, you have basically your powered locks, as well as your power mirror controls, your window lock, your window controls. Underneath, you have actually the control for the liftgate inside. You can turn it to 3/4 of the way to open it, not to its full length, but maybe in a more compact. Maybe you're a shorter person, you want it lower, or you can turn the power off completely to it. You also have your memory seats, so you can set those to automatically recall yourself whenever you press and hold whatever driver you have yourself set to. Very good for when you leave it in for service and you're wondering who got in your car and what they did to your seat. You don't have to finagle with it. You just get right on in and there you go. So this is the front of the cabin of the vehicle. Let's hop on in. Very nice driver's view. We can see right here you have the heated steering wheel as well as your lane keep assist option to turn that on and off. You also have your front collision alert warning settings right there, and of course your cruise settings, on, set, disengage, and reset, going from the right hand side and around clockwise. On the back you have paddles to, on the left hand side, switch between your saved favorite radio stations, and you also will have the paddles on the other side to switch between your save, not your saved, excuse me, to change your volume controls, which we will touch on a little later. And of course, right there you have your push button start. Also, to the lower left side of the wheel, you'll notice this panel. This is your lighting control panel. You have your, it's on automatic right now. You can of course turn it to turn your running lights or your full headlights on. This little button pulls out and it is your dimmer and brightener for your dash instrument cluster. And of course you have your fog lamps. To release the hood, you just simply pull on this lever located underneath there. And here we have the underneath. It is a 2.0 turbo in this particular Equinox. If you are searching for the battery, it is located right under this.
So something really neat is that just by having the key fob in the center console, and by pressing the brake with my foot, and by pushing the engine start stop button, I will be able to start this vehicle right up without having to put a key into an ignition. Just like that.
It is really amazing how quiet this vehicle is. But you have, around here you have your buttons that'll control your driver information center, which is located right up ahead of your steering wheel. It will show you various options like your speedometer, and all you would do is you would hit up or down to scroll either way through the pages. You can get, for example, average speed, a timer, fuel economy over the last 50 or 25 miles, tire pressures, oil life, fuel range until empty, your trip meters. If you want to reset a trip meter, all you do is you press and hold the check mark in the middle and it will reset your trip meter. And I will do that for both of them right here. And of course back to your speedometer. So that is going to be the info page of the information center. That is not all there is. You can pretty much use this as a command center of your vehicle. You can pull up, for instance, your audio information and by hitting the left button, and you can, through that, operate your radio just as you would from the other from the main radio system, but by using the up and down arrows located on the D-pad, which we just pointed out. Um, you also have underneath that is your option to go to your phone to pull up Bluetooth phone information as well as navigation through the OnStar. And beyond that, you can also pull up options, which will allow you to pick what you want to display on the info page that we started out on. So let us go to you have your button here that will control your hands free, as well as your button on the bottom, which will hang up your phone or mute your radio. As I mentioned before, on the back you can adjust your radio. Let's give a listen to what's on. So in front of your shifter column, we have a 12 volt US, not, I'm sorry, 12 volt outlet, as well as a auxiliary outlet, along with two USB ports, which will actually link into your radio to give you access to like your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Um, on top of that, in the Premier, we have the wireless charging surface that supports phones that do support that function now. Right behind that, we have your tow haul mode button, as well as your option to turn on your all-wheel drive function. You, of course, have your park, reverse, neutral, drive, and L. L, whereas you used to have the little low gear 1 and 2s down here, you now have the L function, which allows you to shift between those using the plus and minus located on top of your shifter. Behind that, you have your parking brake, which is actually a push button now, or I should say pull button, because to set it, you pull it back towards you. To push it, you hold the brake down and push it forward. Underneath here, we have a nice little area of lighted deep storage, which opens right on up, and you also have two USB ports in here, which can be used to charge or link to your radio, the engineered grooves for the cords. So we have your fan speed on the here. We also have the dual climate zone controls, which whenever you hit the sync, whatever the driver does, the passenger will do as well. Now let's say the passenger goes awry here and wants it up at high level, which is 89 degrees. All you do to get back is to hit the sync again, and it'll be right back on what the driver does, the passenger does as well. You of course have your defrost, your auto setting. One of the neatest things you can do is you can have the air actually going to all three places at once: defrost, feet, and head. You have your heated seat controls. They will turn down as you click them. On top of the heated seats, you also have the cooled seat function, which one piece of advice I will give with this is always have it blowing in the bottom, because the way it works, the air goes down and gets pulled right on up. So up top, we have a sunglasses holder, as well as we have the controls for garage door openers, your lighting controls, of course, to turn them on, or you can turn on individual reading lamps, and your OnStar controls. The blue button, of course, being the connect, the red being emergency, and we'll touch a little more on what the other one is in a moment here. So that brings us to the radio itself. Very neat piece of equipment, the radio. Whole lot you can do. Under settings, you can of course have your time and date, your rear seat reminder, you can turn that off. Languages, so whatever language you choose. Valet mode limits functionality. Teen driver can set boundaries. Radio, you can have up to 60 favorites on here. Fun fact. So go nuts. Under vehicle, you can set under remote start to turn your cooled seats on or heated seats, or you can, when you remote start it, or you can set it to roll your windows down when you hold the unlock button on your key fob. So with your text function, that will allow you to, oh geez, I've made a mistake here and I'm actually glad this happened. In the immortal words of Julia Child, never apologize. Use it as a teaching opportunity. Anytime you get anywhere you don't know where you want to be, where you were, just hit the back button or the home button, and either one will take you to this screen here. The home button a little quicker than the back button. Anyways, I digress. The text will read to you or let you read your text. It also has predefined texts you can get. Send back, yes, no, driving, call you later. Things like that. Phone, of course, is where you would have your phone paired via Bluetooth to access off of your vehicle, hands-free function. And of course, the OnStar. You have your Wi-Fi settings by hitting that. So you can pull up what your username and password are set as, so you don't have to try and remember them or write them down on a separate piece of paper. They're always there for you, yourself or your passengers. Camera will pull up your front or back view, as well as a 360 view of the vehicle. Again, navigation through OnStar. Your shops can get like Weather Channel and that sort of thing. And here is your radio. Will have a more in-depth video of how to function this radio, so at any time refer to that. Projection pulls up your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay feature. And this is, of course, what your Bluetooth interface will look like. To pair it, you just hit the Pair Device button, and it will pair the device. So, that is your 2018 Chevy Equinox Premier. I personally love this saddle on jet black color scheme. It looks very, very sharp. I hope you found this video informative. I will look forward to seeing you in future videos. And as always, from all of us here at Koehne Chevrolet, have a great day and drive safely.